EMS Star, Akron Fire Department. Triage, a French word meaning to break into three pieces, was refined by Napoleon's military surgeon D.J. Leray, who created the ambulance transport system to help improve care for soldiers wounded on the battlefields. In Japan, triage referred to the sorting of coffee beans, while others believe that triage had its origin in Britain in 1727 with the concept of thinning out inferior wool products. But after several centuries of war experiences taught us how to improve triage and save more lives, the concept of triage was significantly changed over the years. With the proliferation of smartphones, victims of mass casualty events in 2025 are increasingly more likely to flee a scene or be taken by others to the nearest medical facility that pops up on any browser or app, long before EMS units arrive to triage the victims and provide care to those most in need. Today, triage means just as much about diverting the walking wounded masses away from the nearest medical facility so that the most critically injured but salvageable patients can be managed first as quickly as possible. Just after midnight on June 2, 2024, the Akron Fire Department responded to a mass shooting at a block party involving 29 victims. The dispatch center received numerous calls for multiple people shot. Through all the initial chaos, it became clear that additional resources would be needed based on the reported number of victims. The dispatch center played a key role in coordination with Akron Police and Akron Fire Department personnel. Dispatchers also communicated with outlying hospitals to see what types of injuries they could best manage to help decompress the hospitals located nearest to the shootings, helping to optimize resources and best manage all victims. When the first medical units arrived at the scene, 21 victims had already been self-transported or taken by others, including one who had succumbed to his injuries. Firefighter-paramedic Victor Ugrin was the first medic on scene. He swiftly assessed the situation and reported to Captain Shoemaker, the scene commander. He provided a victim count, detailed the extent of their injuries, and created a triage order to prioritize treatment for incoming medical units. Lieutenant Chris Brinkley was assigned as the EMS control officer. He coordinated with Akron General Medical Center Cleveland Clinic on where patients should be transported, since one of the main and closest hospitals, Summa Akron City Hospital, was closed to incoming traffic due to being overrun by many of the victims who had already self-evacuated to the nearest medical facility. Lieutenant Jeff McCready, the fire supervisor, played a key communications role by informing Captain Shoemaker about victims self-reporting to hospitals, which influenced transport decisions from the scene. Lieutenant McCready also coordinated with other hospitals in the county to identify alternative locations for patients. Akron General Medical Center Cleveland Clinic received the remaining 8 shooting victims, most of whom were in serious condition. Despite the chaotic, fluid scene, all fire and EMS personnel remained composed and professional, handling the situation as if it were a routine call. From the dispatch center to all on-scene personnel, every team member played a critical role. The paramedics focused on delivering expert patient care, efficiently triaging the victims, and ensuring they were transported to the appropriate medical facilities that had enough resources to best manage these traumatic injuries. The rapid and constant communication with surrounding hospitals was exemplary and helped achieve successful outcomes for many of the wounded. While law enforcement controlled the crowds and worked to ensure the safety of all, Akron Fire Department personnel quickly adapted the principles of triage, given all of its new challenges, to best manage this chaotic scene during the wee hours of the morning. If you ask anyone involved in this event how they were able to handle it, from dispatchers to the paramedics, Captain Shoemaker would tell you that overwhelming response would be, "I was just doing my job."